How does one end well? I ask that question because it's been with two people, one a close friend whom I'm providing some guidance for, another a coaching client. Both of these conversations happened within the last couple of days, and both of them were about endings. My friend is a pastor of a church who he is trying to guide, and yet people are slowly starting to leave. And not, side note, not because I think my friend is doing anything wrong. It's the nature of the beast in small congregations and some of the issues that they're dealing with. Enough, put that to the side. But he's dealing with looking ahead and seeing that his job to be faithful might be to do last rites for a congregation, to be with them as they come to the end of their journey as a corporate group. My coaching client, he is a C-level person in an organization where there have been, by his reports, there's something funny going on with the finances. Okay, and he is not able to get this straight between himself and the CEO, and so he foresees that it's likely that he will simply have to say, I need to move on. And the conversation with him was around, okay, how do you end well? And maybe this is where I'm coming to with kind of both of these disparate things. It's asking yourself, who are my stakeholders? To whom am I obligated? Because relationships, for various reasons, do come to an end and should at some point come to an end if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. My friend the pastor could start a whole church growth campaign and could bring in people to try to do kids ministry or something. But in so doing, he would lose the spirit and the love and the closeness that he feels called to provide. So he'd have to sacrifice something near and dear. For my friend, the client, who is dealing with the financial issues, for him to stay would require him to essentially turn a blind eye to things that are unethical. And again, who are the stakeholders? Who are the people to whom he owes an obligation? There is the obligation to literally the shareholders. There's an obligation to the people within the organization. There's an obligation even to the CEO. And so to ask oneself, to who am I obligated? How do I fulfill those obligations? And then how do I say goodbye in a way that is forthright and honorable? And in both cases, I want both my friend and this client to be able to look at themselves in the mirror in 6 months, 12 months, or to be talking to their son or daughter in later years, and to be able to say, yes, I've had some challenges and these things weren't pleasant, but I chose the right way. I think oftentimes endings scare us. We don't know what's on the other side. My friend the pastor is a little anxious because he doesn't know what this means for him should the church close in terms of his income. My friend, the senior level executive in this company, also is basically getting ready to step aside and put aside a very large salary. In both cases, they're doing these things out of principle, both what is right for them and what is ultimately best for everyone involved. So I'm inspired by them. I think we all have to be as good or get better at how we finish relationships.